This is okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Division One in the house. Yes, Division One,
Yay!
Monica. We are the Division One team. Monica and I are grateful to be with all of you today. This is what we love doing is meeting with our advisors and helping them navigate sometimes very complex things, and sometimes it's like, okay, we invited 900 members and only 2 people come to the meeting. What can we do? Right, we can all relate to that. But and understanding all the other things with PTK. So thanks for coming. We're going to be getting this out over the course of a few months, and then we'll repeat it again starting later in the summer and then fall. So we're glad that you're here today. And please utilize the chat and let us know if you have any questions. So we'll get started. So Division One, right? If you are here with us today, you are part of a chapter that is in a Division One region. There are 6 Division One regions, and Monica and I get to support all of you through that. We are a team, Monica and I. We work together. We answer emails as much as we can together so that we know what's going on and what your needs are in Division One. And we'll talk about how you can get in contact with us in the future. So Monica, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am Monica Bates. I am the engagement consultant for Division One. I'm sure you have seen plenty of my emails. I have been at PTK now for a little over 5 years, so about 5.5 years. And so we're just very happy to have you all here today. Patty and I are going to talk about all things that you all need to know as advisors. So we're going to go over the awesome new advisor dashboard. And Patty's going to talk about some great stuff. So I'm just glad to have you all here. Thank you all for putting your colleges in the chat. So any questions that you all have, definitely place them in the chat. Patty and I are gonna definitely try to answer as many questions as we can at the end. And I do want to thank our awesome Katie and Victoria for being here as well to help in the chat too. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Victoria. Yes, they are a part of the headquarters staff. So thanks for being around and helping us out with this as well. And so if you don't know who I am Matter. I'm the Senior Director for Division One. As it relates to engagement and membership, recently we changed the structure at Phi Theta Kappa, where membership and engagement works hand in hand because it should. And so my history with Phi Theta Kappa goes a little bit further than Monica's. I started as a member to an advisor to a regional coordinator. I worked at Delaware Tech for 10 years before I came on staff. I've served as a regional coordinator for the Middle States region, and 3 years ago, this past January, I came on staff with headquarters. And so I hope that I can be of assistance to you in sharing experiences and answering the questions you have, but understand that I am open to hearing what you are doing and hearing some of the ideas that you may have, because this doesn't work unless we have open lines of communication. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for saying yes to being an advisor. Now, raise your hand or just use your little thing. How many of you were voluntold to be that you were going to be the advisor, right? I see them. I see the hands. Yes, voluntold, baptism by fire. We need to put somebody here in this role. And then some advisors actually seek out to be in this role, right? So whether you were voluntold or this was something that you wanted to do, we are very appreciative of your service to your students, because this doesn't happen without you. It really doesn't. I mean, you are our representatives on all of the campuses. You're the ones that help students engage in their benefits of membership. You help them succeed, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on, but we can't thank you enough. We know this is extra on your plate. Some of you don't receive release time. Some of you, do this on weekends and all other times of the week after hours, and we are grateful. And so Again, because we are grateful, we want you to know that if you have any questions, please always email us or call us, and we will get you the support that you need. So with that being said, I just want to spend a few minutes on, right, intentional engagement and that whole process of, what is your why? And I don't know that we'll have a whole lot of time to go into everybody's why, but for me, it's something that I always said to my students at Delaware Tech when I was there. What is your why? Why do you want to become a member of Phi Theta Kappa, or why do you want to complete a degree, or why do what is it that's driving you to come into to go into the workforce doing what you've selected as your chosen passion, and answering your why and getting students to answer their why is really, to me, powerful. And also as an advisor, right? When I said to myself, I'm going to do this, why do I want to do this? Well, I believe in the mission of Phi Theta Kappa wholeheartedly. I believe that it's powerful resources for our students. And I've seen students turn their lives around, right? Because they felt as if they were part of a community, part of belonging to something bigger than what they were accustomed to, getting them to engage in the campus, because we all know as educators that engaging on campus makes a successful student. I know that a lot of times, we say that and we'll say, well, students are really busy and they don't have the time. And I always encourage my students, 5 more minutes, just be 5 more minutes busy, give up the binge watching Netflix, give up some of that stuff, and just spend 5 minutes at an activity, or learning more about what we do at Phi Theta Kappa, and something will click with you and you'll become passionate about it as well. I like to follow the steps of when it comes to our membership, whether it's as an advisor or as a regional coordinator or a staff member, the importance of engaging and empowering our students through intentional engagement. So using those 3 kind of focus words, we're going to take a look at that, right? So the purpose and intent always is to meet our students where they are, right? Getting to know them, make that connection. All students, right? The students that only have 5 minutes to come in, the students that are struggling, the students that are doing well too, right? Making those connections and meeting them, getting to know them on a deeper level than what they would be, maybe in a class or attending one of your classes. All of this, when we meet them where they are, also in the sense of how we interact with them, a lot of us, COVID taught us one thing, right? Most chapters learned they didn't have to be in the same room to be successful. They learned how to utilize Zoom. And I know we all go, oh, Zoom, but it has changed the way we do things with engagement, and it makes it possible. We have chapters in Phi Theta Kappa that are from colleges that are 100% online, and they do really good work, and they make it work. And so meeting them where they are, having, if you're having an on-campus meeting, maybe filming it and sharing it, video recording it and sharing it with the entire chapter that wasn't able to attend. Again, meeting them where they are. When we do that, we enable the chapter to thrive, right? We don't want to be, and we're all facing it soon. Graduation is coming. It's the worst time and it's the happiest time. We're glad our students are graduating, but all of our officers are graduating. I feel like I have to start all over again. And we want to get to the point where even students who may not be members yet, but are aware of Phi Theta Kappa, engage in it, so that you start to build that system of, okay, I'm not going to have to stress so much when my entire officer team leaves, right? Because we want members and officers to participate in activities. Engage your members with purpose and intent, in the sense of, if you have workforce students on your campus and they're not into the humanities and they're not into research, find things that are related to what your chapter is doing that they might be more akin to participate in, right? Maybe it's someone who's doing only is in a major where it's all about digital arts and creation. Maybe that's the person. They don't want to get too much involved in the research and the writing, but they want to create something. So engaging your members with that purpose and intent, because you know who they are and what their likes and dislikes are, also help as well. And empowering members with their benefit resources, right? We have so many members that get that letter and says, you've been invited to Phi Theta Kappa, and they immediately join for one reason, scholarships, right? And they know that we have all the scholarship money, but they don't realize that what comes with that, a really good practice, whether they're a member or not, is that they're showing their involvement in their community, involvement on campus, as well as their great grades is what's going to help them get that transfer scholarship or additional scholarships. Also empowering them with, the engagement in professional development courses and leadership development. All of that is available to them as well. And they can build their resumes on that. So that's the whole purpose about enable, engage, and empower. And to breaking it down with enable, I think one of the biggest things behind that is dismantling barriers. And we talked a little bit about that. If a student can't come to your 2 o'clock meeting because of a class, or maybe you could have them later on in the afternoon, or video them so that they can have them. It's having that constant communication. I was lucky at Delaware Tech to be able to have a spot on our LMS, and I built a shell for our chapter, and that's how we communicated. So the students that could come to meetings or couldn't were able to participate and have a say in what the chapter was doing. Tailoring the engagement on just, based on what you find from your collective why of your chapter. What does the chapter want to do? What is the goals of the chapter, and how are we going to get there, and tailoring it to that. Deliberate play activities are really great, but they don't need to be all about, we have a college project meeting, we have an honors and action meeting. Have no meetings, right? Just gather in the cafeteria for a few minutes, or in the courtyards, or on campus as spring comes around. Maybe it's a bowling night. Maybe it's just, you have to mix the fun in with everything else. We also have resources and tools, and we want you to share those resources and tools for them, because this is their work. This, the coach, you are guiding them. This is 100% about the students being enabled to do the work of having a successful chapter, to make their impact bigger for themselves and also for the community. And then being clear about your instructions and your expectations. It's okay for advisors to say, listen, you can't email me at 11:45 at night, right, and ask me for help looking at something, right? You definitely have that leeway to say to them, this is what I expect. This is what we want to do to be able to go to a regional meeting or catalyst or participate in something. So enabling them and giving them that sense of ownership, right, goes a long way. About cultivating compassion, right, and defining the culture of your chapter, right? Every chapter has its own culture, it has its own history, it does what it wants, it's made up, it's very diverse. Almost all of our chapters are very diverse, and so you define that culture of the chapter. What does the chapter want to build upon from the previous year? What do they want to look forward to doing? Creating those new experiences aligned with the collective why. Maybe last year the chapter was focused on helping insecure, food insecurity on campus. Maybe it's something else that they want to take a look at in the future, not doing the same thing every year. Building momentum among students and members. And I think that's just simply pride, right? There's a pride on regional levels for sure. And I know there's a lot of chapters that have that, and I'm going to say it, Alpha Zeta Kappa, Delaware Tech had a whole sort of pride too, right? Keeping that going, being that well-seen chapter, known by the college's administration for the work that they do and the excellence that they do. And that's also about promoting, right? We've come so far with the idea of promotion and increasing awareness. It's not about those select few of students, those 10% of your students that have a 3.5 GPA. We want everybody on campus to know about Phi Theta Kappa, and we want them to know about it on the first day, their first day as a student, right? So being visible, promoting, being inviting of all students to participate in your activities. regardless of their circumstances or their educational status as it is when they get started. Empower is my favorite word in Phi Theta Kappa. I think advisors do this really well. They empower our students to do things. And then therefore, and I'll take a little bit out of our leadership development, we share that, right? We share that active empowerment with our fellow students. And so it's, having that time to connect one-on-one. I know it's a lot. Maybe it's just a simple email. I'm not saying, you're meeting with every single person, but connecting with them, understanding what they're doing, get to know them better, understand that the members in your chapter and the barriers they face. I knew that where I was at my chapter, transportation was an issue, right? Most students did not drive to campus. Public transportation, it was expensive. What do we do? And so we tried different ways to make that not a barrier, right? That was not going to stop them to being able to participate, and that goes to meeting them where they are, right? Everyone's different, every student's different. Assisting them in any way that you can gives them a feel of, again, community, and that they can do this and that you are behind them 100%. And so intentional engagement for me is huge, and I know everybody does it. I just like to focus on it for a little bit because I understand all of the different things that you are doing, and it is a lot. And for those of you that have been voluntold, you're like, Patty, I'm out, right? But I think year after year, when you get to be at, whether it's a regional or an international event, and you see students that you've worked with all year long achieve the level of success that they have, and maybe it's not at events, maybe they've gotten that full ride to any of the universities that partner with us, and you're like, that student was homeless, was able to attend our institution, work their way out of it, and end up with a full ride. And there are thousands of stories like that. And that's when you sit back and say, this is why I do it. Yeah, the paperwork's a little crazy. Yeah, the time's a little crazy. But in the end, it's seeing that student and what you've been able to do to support them. And so that's all the good stuff. And I think one of the things, what we'll switch to now is just how do we at Phi Theta Kappa support you in your role, right? Because it is a lot, and we don't expect you, not for 1 minute, to know what the first step is or the next step is, right? I remember being an advisor at Delaware Tech for a couple of years, and I was a member, right? And I was really involved in Phi Theta Kappa. And when I became an advisor, it was like, okay, what am I doing? Right? I didn't know how to get started. And I would look at all these other chapters within the Middle States region and across the country. And I'm going, how are they doing that? Like, I can only get 2 people to a meeting, right? But then when I realized 3 or 4 years into it, if I put blinders up and just focused on who was in front of me and the students I had in front of me and worked with them and blacked out everything else, that was the first steps of becoming a successful chapter advisor. And so we have tons of tools and an outstanding staff that can help you through the way. And we are available to you. And I'm going to keep saying that over and over and over. We are here available to you. The first step, though, if you're an advisor and you haven't done so already, although many have in 2023 because it became a requirement for the 5-star chapter plan, is to complete Advisor Edge. Now, I'm not going to tell you to log off today and go do it now because we have a new version coming in at the end of the month. So you might want to wait, and it's a little bit more intuitive and a little bit more aligned with our 5-star plan, but it's a self-paced online program. It provides inspiration and a base of knowledge, right, about chapter management. Like, how do I get my eligible students? How do I report a change in advisors? How do I do this? So all of that is in there. There's also some resources on engagement. And you also get to hear from other advisors as well in some of the discussion boards. So that's really good. And besides Advisor Edge, and it's also recognition for you. If you complete Advisor Edge, whether it's the program that's currently in now or the new one that's coming in, if you complete all 5 levels, we send you a pin. We make a big deal about it. We send your college president a letter saying thank you for having this person as an advisor, and they're doing an excellent job. So if you haven't done it, I encourage you to do it at some point during this year as well. Besides that, we have advisor resources. They're online and they're also here with Monica and I, right? We are your Division I team and we are here to help you. If you can't find something on the dashboard or you're looking for something specific, please just send us an email and we will help you with that. We are also available for one-on-one training, and that could be either with you because you need some help uploading a file, or you want to understand more about the process of a college project. You can meet with me and we can do that. Or you're having a chapter meeting and you just want someone to sit in with you with your chapter meeting and help them through the process. So we're here for all of that. We also have webinars and we do a ton of outreach, right? So you've been getting our emails, whether they're the divisional ones or some from directly from Monica and I. There's lots of tidbits and best practices in there. So those are some of the ways that we support you in this job. So we talked about the advisor curriculum. It is the 5 levels, and you'll see how it looks now. And these also translate to the new one. It's about the 5 levels of the 5-star program: reach, engage, network, lead, and discover. And so right now, I didn't want to put this up here because if you decide to do the one that's current, that's what you're going to be looking at here. But you can see plenty of help that way. But the best part of that one too, in both versions, is there's a glossary, right? PTK has its own lingo, right? You know, HIA, CP, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, what's all this? And so all of that's defined. And I always encourage advisors to take a look at that as well. But I think what I want to really spend some time with now, and if there aren't, Monica, we had any questions in the?
We don't have any questions just yet, Patty.
Okay.
So I think we can dive into the dashboard.
Dive into the dashboard. Dive into the dashboard. So just yesterday. Oh, a great question. Engaging provisional members. Great question. I'm a big fan of provisional membership. Some chapters call it prospective members. Some call, friends of Phi Theta Kappa, whatever. And that is that student that comes in day one and happens to come across your table and say, wants to know more about you. And you can say to them, hey, come to a meeting. We're having a meeting or we're having an event. We'd love to have you. So engaging them, there are lots of different structures I've seen across the country. We have chapters that have an entire provisional membership program where they award their students, their provisional members, for the work that they've done. Some use it like I did as a enhancement program. So if they came in and they attended meetings or they participated in a project, Alejandro, we would give them points. And great question, Karen. I'll get to that next. We would give them points and I would store them at a bank. And when they received their official invitation to become a full member of Phi Theta Kappa, I would see how many points it was and how we could discount their membership as a benefit, right? And that's usually when I used to walk to the college president and call the college president's office and say, I have these students that have worked their way towards membership, both academically and by participating, and can I get some assistance with that, getting their membership fees covered? So provisional member, Karen, is a student, day one, hasn't finished all of their credits towards whatever it is at your chapter, whether it's 12 completed credits for an associate degree program or 6 if it's a certificate program, and also the GPA, right? That they're permitted to participate in the life of the chapter, all parts of it, except for one thing, and that's voting. There's another one, which is that it's about travel, but that's based on the college's travel policy for students. So provisional membership is a really good way to encourage all students to know what Phi Theta Kappa is at the very beginning part of their careers at their college, and also motivation to be work towards it. And my Delaware Tech friends probably know this story really well. I had one very famous provisional member many years ago in 2016, 2017, and his name was James Elliott. And he was a provisional member, was looking for a community to belong to, started to come to meetings, wanted to know more about it, did a few things, became a member, and 2 years later became the international president for Phi Theta Kappa. So it's growing from beginning to end, is what provisional member is. Will the new advisor program be different if we did the old one? Will it be beneficial to do the new one? Great question. Love that, Alejandra. It's slightly different. There's some of the things have been carried over, but we have a different focus as it relates to the levels of the 5-star chapter development plan. And so the good news is once you've completed, whether it's the old one or the new one, you're done for life, but there's nothing saying that it wouldn't be beneficial for you to do it. We require it. So I know with your chapter, you did complete it and you're a 5-star advisor. Congratulations. That will stay with you. So when we flip the 2020 to the 2024 5-star chapter plan, your chapter will already have received credit that you have completed that program, and we won't be haranguing you to do it again. So great question. So back to the advisor dashboard. So everything's at your fingertips, whether, for chapter management, uploading files, your resources, how to find your students, and then also at a glance is your chapter's current progress. So when you look at the dashboard, this is just what it looks like when you go in, and we'll show you live in a minute. Monica's going to share hers, but you'll see your chapter will be up at the top and here, and then across the top, there's your dashboard. When you log in, and you see, you're not seeing the dashboard, you just want to click here, and this is what you'll get. You'll have access to PTK Connect, your account, which is your credentials, your member roster exists up here, your eligible student roster. Monica's starting to talk about that in a minute. And then reporting, right? If you're looking to run some reports for either membership and things of that nature. The at a glance is here. This is your current membership. Now, this is not flipped yet for 2024. That will be coming soon as we close out 2023 for the 5-star chapter plan. And then there's your quick links that exist on the left, right? You get to the 5-star chapter plan, getting to the curriculum. Your chapters open invoices, only you can see this. The chapter fee statements, those that accept membership, you want to know what's been sent to you in the statements. That's located there. Advisor calendar is huge. I can't stress that one enough. The advisor calendar is updated on a regular basis. So when we're having, whether we're having upcoming sessions, not the division ones like this one, but things like why accept membership webinar, right? That you can send to your eligible students and they can attend and they can hear from PTK why they should accept membership, which is also a good thing, recordings of webinars that we do, not this one, because I'm going to send it to you directly, incomplete membership reports and so forth. There's chapter management, all the forms that you ever had to do that you remember doing are listed here, resources, and then of course recruitment, and it goes on and on. Over here is the membership, and then of course at a glance with your 5-star, your chapter's progress in the 5-star. I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hold a second, and I'm actually gonna bring it up here. So I do want to, because it's a little, here we go here. Oh, am I sharing? No. Yeah. Can you see, Monica? We see. Okay. So here,
Yes.
one of the on the right is for this particular chapter, click on Monica's name if you got to get in touch with her. Here's the contact advisor, your region's regional coordinator, and then your college president. And then here, something that was just added this week is the dashboard tutorial, and which I think is really awesome because you can go here, and this is going to be building as we go along. How to access it. What's the overview? I need some help with uploading an eligible student file. I want to view that. Adding chapter events. So you'll see this will start to grow as time goes on, but you'll see there are videos, different members of the staff that have created that are short. They're 30 seconds or less. No, maybe some are a little longer, but no more than like a minute or so. And it's just something that you can go back to if you're looking for assistance in that way. Getting back to the dashboard is here. So it'll automatically default to your chapter's ID number, the region, and then your 5-star progress and all of those other links. So chapter management, One of the best resources we have is the activity guide for chapter leaders. Members are able to access this through their dashboard, and so can you. It's a guide that can provide you with ideas for activities in each of the levels of the 5-star program, and other things like, how do I motivate the middle of my chapter? You know, we have those that want to do everything, those that, nah, not so much, they just want to be a member. I need the middle, right? How do we do that? How do we create an enhanced member program? How do we, you know, if I want my students to create an email to send to the college president because they want to meet about the college project, what can we do there? All tons of stuff in the activity guide for chapters leaders, and it's a great thing for everybody to use. The chapter annual report is here. Your more information about your chapter bylaws are there. If you're looking for your chapter's bylaws, you would just need to email Monica and she'd be able to get those for you. All sorts of other things, the forms, you know, enrollment forms, membership, all of those things are here. Additional advisor resources, your benefits, and we're going to save this conversation as far as your benefits for a later meeting. Responsibilities and CC Smart, and then recruitment, right? Anything that has to do with recruitment, and Monica will talk about that, I'm sure, in a bit. You won't see the regions links, that just comes up for me, but that's what the advisor new dash. And I have to show you the left. Help. You need some help. It's a quick click on the help, and then you can select on what you're needing help for, and that'll generate a system-wide ticket, or you could just, again, email Monica and I directly, and we can help you with that. You can still get to the PTK page by selecting ptk.org, and you'll see, which I'm sure is very familiar with everybody, if you're looking for, you know, online tools or PTK Edges, honors publishing, all of that is here. Our events, all of this is, if you're looking to contact another chapter, all of that information is here. So that hasn't changed at all. Go back one more. If you look for scholarships, that'll connect you to PTK Connect. And we're going to talk about that later on in one of the future sessions when we talk about how you as an advisor can use PTK Connect to engage your students in activities, PTK Edge, and then leadership development. And then, of course, the store is there as well. So that's just a really brief overview of the dashboard. Things are still being moved over when we find out that, oh, yes, they do need this. And so if there's something that you were familiar seeing in the toolbox that you feel needs to be moved, please let us know and we will do that. Okay, I am going to stop sharing for a second. I'm just going to take a breath. I feel like I need a breath and see how everybody's doing. And any questions so far, just about the basics or anything, like, you know, anything before we step into recruitment. Oh, students are asking about the theme this year. Oh, great news. Thanks, Penny. The honor study topic, right? That 2-year topic that we use, it was just loaded today, posted today under honors on the website. It is called The Power of Stories, right? That's the new one. Please take a look at it. I'm going to put the link in the chat so you can take a look at it later. It is phenomenal. And I know I said that about last year, but this is really awesome. It's under our honors program, and scroll down to, I just want to get to the guide so I can put that honors program guide. Here we go. And I'll show you, even if we have time a little bit later, show you what it looks like. Yes, no, they're changing every 2 years. So this one, we will do this guide, this particular, The Power of Stories, all of this year, and then all of next year, and it will change in January 2026. Yes, the new dashboard is live. If our advisor page indicates the number of stars, is that just what it is, or does it need a further nope, that's what it is. So what you're seeing on your dashboard as far as the progress of your chapter. That's based on all the activities that you completed in 2023. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me. When we flip over to 2024, your 2023 5-star status will remain on top, and then you will see down below how you're progressing for 2024. There's still some other things that we're moving, like chapters history with 5-star and things of that nature still need to move over, but that's what it'll look like. And anytime you have any questions about that, just let me know. Awesome. Okay. Monica, I think it's your turn. What do you think?
I think so.
Oh, there you are. I lost you. You moved on my screen.
Oh,
So do you want to share your screen and we're going to talk? Well, let me just do a few slides about recruitment,
okay.
and then you can do the, okay, all
Okay.
right.
That works for me.
I'll get it together yet today. I promise you. Okay. Let's see, from current. All right, here we go. So let's talk about building your chapter, right? It's that piece where it's, having students know about Phi Theta Kappa, and it happens, at certain times throughout the year. Every chapter is different. We have 3 enrollment periods in Phi Theta Kappa, and it's spring, summer, and fall, right? So we're in spring. So anything from January 1st to May 31st. And then we do a summer, right? And you're going, summer, I'm off on summer. I'm at the beach on summer. What do you mean you want me to upload a file? Well, we take care of it for you. So if you'd like to upload a file in the summer, we encourage it and we take care of the rest. Summer is June 1st to August 31st, right? Monica, yep. And then fall is September 1st to December 31st. And so those are the enrollment periods that we have. And it's an opportunity. This is different from inductions. I know inductions are the ceremonies that we have for students that accepted membership, and we'll talk about that in a minute. A chapter can have 1 induction, can have 2 inductions. Most have gone to the 1 per year, and they line up their enrollments around that, and they just have the 1 induction ceremony instead of multiple. I know having multiple inductions it can be a little expensive for the chapter, for the college, so that's why they're doing it to the 1 model. But regardless of how it is, it's, building your chapters about starting with recognition. Your students this is academic excellence. It's recognizing them for being successful in what they're doing in the classroom. This is also an opportunity to make them feel kind of good about it, right? Because I know there are a lot of students that probably start college and go, this isn't for me, I'm going to fail math, and they end up doing really, really well. And they're really excited about their academic success. And that's what this is all about. It starts with recognition. And that's how we, look at recognition, by identifying, inviting, and celebrating. That's how I looked at it. And I hope you will too. But identifying all the eligible students, right? Because that's critical in providing access to the benefits of membership. When I say in identifying all eligible students, I'm talking about your dual enrolled students, your certificate programs, your associate degree students, right? All of those students that have met the requirements to receive an invitation. So whether it's a 3.5 GPA and 12 credits have been completed, or they're in a certificate program and they've completed 6 credits as well. Dual enrolled is becoming really big in Phi Theta Kappa. We have tons of students who are still in high school and attending classes, and they get to become a member of Phi Theta Kappa. And we encourage that, right? So making sure that you're getting all of the criteria. One of the things I will say about identifying, one of the trickiest things is, and it does happen quite more than what I would like, right? A lot of times advisors will step into the role and they'll inherit the query or the job order that is sent to, whether it's their IT department or institutional researcher or registrar, and say, hey, I got to upload a file. Can you give me my students that are eligible? And they will just keep that same query and not modify it, right? And so it may not be including your certificate students, and it may not be including dual enrolled. So you want to double check on that request when you're going to your to whomever you go to get that file. Make sure you're checking your chapter's GPA and credit hours. I know I saw a question in the chat about that. The minimum is 3.0. Most chapters do 3.5, right? And the reason behind that is because most scholarships, the requirement for scholarship applications to even start is at a 3.5. So instead of having that gap of saying, well, yes, you're a member, but you can't apply because you're at a 3.0, kind of annoys the student, rightfully so, right? So we'd like to be very transparent with it. And the majority of our chapters are 3.5 and higher. Of course, we serve at the pleasure of the college. So whatever the college wants to do, whatever the administration wants to set that at as well. We want you to make sure you're asking your full and part-time students, your online students, the dual enrolled and everyone else, and also the incarcerated. If you have a prison education program attached to your institution, they are also welcome to become members of Phi Theta Kappa, and we encourage it. So identifying is like the hardest part, and double checking for most of the time. And the next part is inviting, right? And I will say this for sure. One of the most successful ways, and for lots of reasons. Number one, remember when I said making that connection with the student, right? When you are connecting as an employee of your college to the student and that says, congratulations on your academic success, in a few days or whenever, and you could add more to it, but you will be receiving an invitation from Phi Theta Kappa to accept membership. And you might put a link that, to PTK so that they can see about it. One of the things I think is so important about that is it's that the college is congratulating the student and it's coming from an in-house email address. A lot of times when we send out invitations to members at your request, they do end up in the spam folders or in the junk mail, and the students don't get it. And so one of the best way to circumvent that is by you taking the first step and getting that email together and sending it to the eligible students, whether it's you, maybe it's the college president, maybe it's the campus CEO. We also encourage that you allow, if your college will allow, for us to send out PTK invitations automatically, right? After you've uploaded your file, there's a series of emails that we send out. The next best thing is those pre-engagement events, right? So maybe you have, I know these were called orientations or information sessions, but it sounds so clinical to me, right? I think a celebration of sorts to invite everybody that was, whether it's at a dean's list or right after a dean's and president's list celebration, or, you have an event that is a standalone that says, oh, come to this. We're so glad that you were able to be invited. Congratulations. Having those pre-engagement events, maybe inviting the college president or the campus CEO to come to that as well. We have throughout each term, each enrollment period, some why accept membership webinars, and you can include that link in that personal pre-invitation to say, hey, if you would like some more information about it, you can register for this webinar, and we'll take it from there. And also sharing the good news, right? I think a lot of times, we know who the faculty is at our institutions. We know the different students that they have. I mean, to let others know that this has happened is also a great thing. Share the news, whether it's with administration or faculty in any way that you can. And it just makes recognition that much better and for the students. And celebrate, right? One of the things, I know it takes a lot, but thank goodness for mail merge, right? And being able to email students or having that LMS to congratulate students for accepting their membership, that they've made a good decision, that we hope to see them at a meeting, that there are lots of things that you can do with the chapter as far as leadership is concerned. So please come back out. Providing recognition at chapter meetings and events that are held. If your chapter has social media and your students permit it, doing a spotlight or spotlighting with campus news. And of course, the induction ceremony. The induction ceremony, I don't think there's ever a member that will ever forget their induction ceremony. It's a time to celebrate with the college and also their families. to go through the ceremonial part of becoming a member. When a student accepts membership, they are officially a member. The induction ceremony is like, the oath of membership and things of that, and celebration. And it's really an awesome night. And they learn about the history of Phi Theta Kappa and the symbolism of the key and the rose and the colors. And it's just an outstanding, wonderful time. I've been to many. I've hosted many. And since I've been on staff, I haven't been at any. And so I kind of miss that. That's my most favorite part to participate in. And so, of course, there's a lot to think about when we're talking about identifying, inviting, and then celebrating. But there's also this other piece, and that's reporting them. How do you report those to us using the dashboard? So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to turn it over to Monica, because she's going to show you that on the dashboard, you'll be working with the eligible student roster, and you can take it from here.
Awesome.
Muted yourself, Monica.
Thank you. I'm just talking away. I was answering a few questions in the chat, and Patty, one question that I thought would be great for the group would be the question by Cheryl Campo is, what is a typical return on recruitment, i.e., if they invite 1,000 students per semester, what percentage might be reasonable for them to expect to accept membership?
It's you want to talk pre-pandemic or post-pandemic, right? I can give you all kinds of numbers, but I am a little here. We're on the upswing because for the last 2 years, even though we weren't actively, our campuses may or may not have been closed, it was like Phi Theta Kappa was brand new. Like, even though it's 105, 106 years old, we were struggling with trying to get that across because campuses were shuttered and nothing was going on. And it would be like, oh, this looks like a scam or whatever, whatever, whatever. And so, now, we have chapters that are uploading more students, and the acceptance rate, we want to get chapters to between, that 13 to 15% acceptance rate. What we have learned, it's about 10 to, I think the number even went up the last thing that I saw from Dr. Lynn. The eligible students usually is about 11% at every university. So from that, we want to try and get, we want to try to reach out and have at least 13 to 15% membership acceptance. That membership acceptance, I want to be really clear here. Membership acceptance, there is a program called REACH where chapters can be rewarded for their acceptance rates, but it has nothing to do with the success of the chapter as it relates to engagement, 5 stars, Hallmark awards, you know what I mean? So, I don't want you to think, oh, well, we only have a 1%, I might as well not do anything. No, that's not what we want, right? That's not what we want. And the numbers on the dashboard are those that have accepted membership. It's not induction, it's they've accepted membership online, whether they came to the campus or whatever, however it is. That's the number that have accepted to date. It's constantly updated, so you get an accurate. Now, it will flip to 2024 soon, and we can show you how you can look at that now using a different method, but I'm going to turn it over to Monica.
Thank you, Patty. And I am going to talk a little bit about uploading your eligible student list. So I know that you all can see my screen, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, awesome. Okay. Um, I know that Patty went over the awesome dashboard, so you all are aware. This is how your dashboard will look. And of course, all the information over here, you'll see your name, college president, myself. And when you want to upload your eligible student list, we have these awesome tabs up here. And eligible students is where you will go when you are ready to upload. You'll just go here to upload your eligible students, and this will be the screen that you see. I know that, of course, on our awesome new dashboard, it looks a little bit different than how the old dashboard looked. But we have tried to simplify it and make it a little bit easier for you. Your fields will need to be the exact same. Nothing is changed, nothing is different. You want to have that first name, last name, the street address, as well as the city, state, and zip code. And of course, their email address, because we want to send them our awesome email invitations if your chapter allows us to send email invites. So if you want to know what a sample would look like, I have a sample already ready for you all. This is what the sample will look like. Now, we do have a few things on here that aren't necessarily necessary, like the gender, ethnicity, GPA. We don't really need that, so you don't have to include that. So I did want to just show you all, if your list has all of those other tabs, that's great, but that's not what we would need. Just a simple first name. If the middle name or initial is included, that's fine as well. That street address, you can have a second street address tab, city, state, zip, country. Now, this is where quite a few advisors will get kind of caught up a little bit, because something about that country, I'm not sure if it's our system or something. Sometimes it may not upload. I know on the old dashboard, that will prevent lists from uploading. So as just a good rule of thumb, I would maybe delete that off of the list. And I know you're wondering, if you have international students, how would you upload them? I would say either upload them individually or upload them using the college's mailing address. Now, when students join, they can always go in and change it to their actual address. But just so that you can get your chapter uploaded, and you can go ahead and get all the students uploaded that are eligible, because we want them to have ample amount of time to join. But this is what it'll look like. So this is, you have your list. It'll look just like this. And so from there, you will just click next, and this is what it will look like. So I know Patty touched on the eligibility dates. So we do have the 3 dates. Spring is May 31st, summer is August 31st, and fall is December 31st. So it'll have eligible until and that deadline date, your membership fee. So if you're a new advisor, or if you've been here for a little while, you know that the fee is broken down by 3 parts. So that membership fee is broken down by the international portion, you all, which is $60. And then your regional portion will be whatever your regional fee is. Everybody's regional fee is different. So depending on your region, I know some regional fees are $5, some are 10, some may be 15, and then your local chapter fee. So you all set your own local chapter fee. So this chapter, Alpha Alpha Alpha, their membership fee is $75. And if you allow us to send invitations, it'll have sent by headquarter within 24 hours. So once you upload, we will email the students within 24 hours of the list being uploaded. If that information is correct, you'll just check here. And once you check there, you'll click next again. So we don't want to, we don't have a file to actually upload. So I'm going to see if it'll let me go here. Yes. So when you click select file, you will just pretty much drag and drop your file over here. And then once it is uploaded, then once you go to maps, it's going to make you make sure everything is mapped out. All your fields are mapped out correctly. So make sure that the names are if it's last names, make sure that it is last names on your list, first names, as well as city, state, everything is mapped correctly. If you do not map out a field, that field, it will ignore it, and that will throw off the list. So if you do make an error or have an issue with your upload, that is what I am here for. So if you do have any problems with uploading, if you get stuck on one of the steps, no problem at all. You can always email me your list. I'm more than happy to upload it for you. Or if you want to call and we just kind of go, you want me on the phone with you as you upload just to make sure everything is correct, I will do that as well. Or if you have uploaded and want to make sure that your list looks fine and you want to make sure just want to double check with me, you can do that too, and I'll make sure that your list is uploaded correctly. And then after that, you just click on the upload button. And so I want to show you all what the list looks like. So once you have uploaded, you can all just go on to the eligible student roster. And Alpha doesn't have a list uploaded. So I'm gonna see one of my chapters that does. I've been uploading lists all week, this week and last week. So I'm going to see here. So this is what like the list will look like. So it'll be everybody in alphabetical order. It'll have that eligible until date, and then under status, it'll have invited, because we've sent that invitation, and then it'll have their passcode. Now, as you can see here, a few students are existing members. So if you have a list and you've uploaded and you see this existing member, I can show you how we can remove them. That means they're already a Phi Theta Kappa member. So since they're already a member, we can go ahead and remove them. We don't want to just send them invitations because they're already in our system. So I have gone under status and I've removed the other check marks and just kept the existing member check mark. So this shows everybody that's existing. So we have quite a few existing members in this chapter. So I want to, well, on this eligible student list. So I want to go ahead and remove them because we don't want to continuously email them. So I'm going to click the first checkbox. Everybody is checked. And I'm going to show you all how we're going to remove them. I'm going to now just click remove selected. And it's going to ask me, do I want to remove them? Yes, we do, because they're members. And now they are gone. So now I'm going to go back, uncheck existing, and now check invited. Let's see if anybody is new or not invited. And now this is the list. So now we have everybody has been sent their eligible student list. I know you all also see that new not invited. So that typically means that that student, more than likely, they were sent our invitations and they opted out of our invitations. If you've uploaded a list and everybody else has been sent their email invite, but you see somebody that says new not invited, that typically means that they've opted out of our email invitations. Maybe they were eligible the previous semester or the previous year, and they decided they didn't want to get our emails anymore. And so they decided to opt out. If they've opted out and they want to be opted back in, you would just click on, let's see here, we're going to go to Andrew and I can show you all. Andrew unsubscribe. This is what it's going to look like. So if Andrew comes to you, or if your student comes to you and say, I want to, I'm not getting the email invites, not sure why, you can go and look, and if it has that unsubscribe, they unsubscribe from our emails. If he wants to be opted back in, you as the advisor, you would just go and uncheck that, and they'll get our invites again. So this is what your eligible student list will look like. Again, if you are a chapter that you do not allow us to send email invitations, and under status, it won't say invited. It will say, I think it'll just say new, not invited, which is fine if you don't allow us to. If you have your own system that works for you all, then by all means, please, whatever system works for you, we would love to send email invitations to the eligible students. So if for whatever reason your chapter is not opted into it and you want to be opted in, just email myself or Patty, both of us, either or, and we'll opt you in, and we'll get your students in our email rotation. So this is what your list looks like, or will look like once you upload if you haven't uploaded already. And that was how you upload. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if we have any questions about anything that I just went over. Let me see here. Wanda, did you have a question or did somebody have a question? Let's see.
One of the questions was how to email.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I'm retiring, so I'm changing to a new advisor. So now to help them out, we want to have y'all do the invite.
Okay.
So we need to get her, she's here in the office with me so we can learn how to get it done and get it done today before I leave on Friday. I left you a message.
Oh,
So.
great. Awesome, Wanda. I can Wanda, let me check because I can look
I
and see.
uploaded it and then it said new, not invited. And I was like, and then when you said we need to do the invite, I was like, okay, where'd I go from here? We're stuck.
Wanda, I think you all are opted in, but I'm gonna double check now, Wanda, just to make sure. But I think that you all are, but let me double check now. And if you all aren't, I can go ahead and opt you all in. So let me see. Okay, you are correct, Wanda. You all are not, but that's fine. I'm opting you all into the email invitations now. And so they should receive you did you just upload them, Wanda, today or yesterday?
Yes, just today.
Awesome. Okay. So they should receive the email invitation within 24 hours. So yay, I'm excited. Wanda, I'm so sad that you are leaving.
So now, do we send them a letter saying that they're going to get an invitation from you all and it's not a fraud like some of the students think? So do we send them a letter from the college itself by email?
I think it's the best practice that advisors send that initial email out to say, hey, congrats on your academic success. Because of this, you will be receiving an invitation to join Phi Theta Kappa, the official honor society. And I also used to put in this, but please check your spam and junk mails, your junk files, just in
Okay.
case, right? And if they don't, and then I would also say, if you don't get it, let me know, come to my office, whatever the case is, and we would work it out, see what we could do to fix that. There's other ways around, and we're not going to go deep into that today. We could probably do that another
Right.
time, or do it one-on-one, but there's other ways that we can work around that process. We have been, so it looks to me that some folks are just using a guest account. In order to have credentials as an advisor, you need to have been reported as an advisor, right? So if you don't know whether or not you've been reported as the official advisor, just send me an email or Monica. We can check on that. And then we will send you the advisor update information form. And you will complete that. Give us your information. It asks for email, some basic stuff. We receive that. And then that's where we create your credentials to log into the system. So once we input, Monica does all that. It's a yeah. Monica will put all that in and it will create the credential, email you, and then you will know to click on a link. You'll have a basic password, you'll log in, and then you'll change the password. Then you will have full advisor access to the portal and to your dashboard. And again, like if you're not sure, just email Monica and myself and we'll let you know if we need to get that information from you. Also, with that being said, if there's going to be a change, you use the same advisor form. So Wanda, when you're getting ready to turn it over, you'll do an advisor update form to let us know that you are leaving and that the new advisor would be the
I've
the
already
person.
done that. I did that a month ago.
Good, good.
Let me ask you this.
I mean,
Will she get a list of the students that we invited for the induction ceremony? Once they pay?
Yeah, you can, that's using the reporting function and we can, yeah, you would use the same dashboard except using the tab where Monica was showing that was eligible. And I can, hold on one second. You could, we had this question a couple times today. Hold on one second with something else. Hold on one second. So you would use the member roster, right? So once they accept, they hop off the eligible and they move to your member roster, right? So if you were looking to prepare get ready for an induction and you wanted to know, I need all the students that joined and I got to pick a chapter. I think I'll pick the chapter I was inducted into. You can pull it by date. So if you wanted to know all of the students that accepted membership from, January, you can go back even further to fall till now. Today's the 7th, and click search. It will provide you, there you go. Right?
Okay.
Those are all the members that have accepted at that time. Then you would download the report and it will give you the list of all the students that have accepted membership.
all right.
Okay.
It also
Thank-
includes their student ID, their direct email. This is another one. I love this. Like sometimes I'll just randomly be in a chapter and I want to congratulate a member. I'll just say, hey, congratulations on accepted membership at such a chapter, right? Because it's just a quick click and point. This is the join date. You will also see along here, and that's also another little bit down the line, but involvement when the chapter participates as an officer, and you'll put that in there. If they complete a PTK edge, if they complete anything, you will start to see these things fill up.
That's what you were saying.
Okay. So that's the member roster. Also reporting, the other thing was I wanted to say, if you wanted to follow up with students that perhaps have looked at, received their membership invitation and started it, but didn't complete it. I always used to run this incomplete membership acceptance report.
Oh, that's great.
And that tells me who's looked at it, and then maybe I need to contact them. What's stopping you? What's making you think, like, what is it that we can do to help you with this? And so that'll just run based on your, I don't want to click it now because I'm going to get it for the whole society. And I don't want to, I don't want to do that to you, but yeah, it's very intuitive. Like I said, everything's at your fingertips now. Before you just do different places. So it's all right there. Did I miss anything else? Monica has hers. I was going to share my email too as well on the next slide. And of course, I'm going to be emailing everybody again tomorrow with the link to review this session, and then and also with that survey. It's very important to send email from advisors to expect the invitation. I have 2 to 3 calls, your emails a week due to Honor Society scam. Yes. One of the things that I did as an advisor was to say Phi Theta Kappa is the official honor society at Delaware Tech of this campus. This is the only one because there are others. Now there are other like the English Honor Society or math. They all could be eligible at your college, but as it relates to the Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa was the official one. We are recognized and accepted by the ACCT, right? Association of Community Colleges is what I want. ACCC, that's what I wanted to say. Anyway, Dr. Boggs would be mad for me getting that wrong. Anyway, as much information as you can, and the fact that it's coming from your email address at the college quantifies it for it. It makes it real to them. It's like, wow, and I would do things like it would be coming from me, but I would put in the subject line on behalf of the college president of Delaware Tech, and I would put his name and it would say on behalf of the college, congratulations on your academic success. We hope to, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's very important to do that. Just gonna get back to the, I don't want to keep you too long. We want to keep these sessions doable. I know you are all very busy, but we'll just go back to the end. And then if there are any, and I want to give prizes. Wow, this has been a great group. I think you all came for prizes, right? Is that why you came? Yeah. All right, hold on one second. Let me find current. So the next time that we meet, we're going to talk about, all right, now we have all these members. What do we, all right, how are we going to engage them? And that's what this is going to be all about on our next session, which will be March the 4th. I think 2:00 is a good time for most people. I might push it down a little bit. I'm not sure, but not past 3 start. But I think this has been a really good group and a really good time. And hopefully you'll be able to join us. We will go through the entire 5-star chapter plan, give you tips and on how to understand it, and how to walk through it, and to know that there's no straightforward path. You could do whatever is good for your chapter, right? The most important part is just getting started. Recruitment and the reach star is the first thing. So if you are working on a recruitment, you are already working on towards achieving the reach star for 2024. So keep doing what you're doing, and the rest is going to come a little bit more easier. I would be remiss if we didn't remind our advisors, all of you here. February is a special month, right? We're going to celebrate all advisors on February 15th, which is Advisor Appreciation Day. But Monica and I have to be first because we are Division 1. We want to be the first to thank you. You do so much. You are our student success champions. You are our coaches, and all of those things in that heart. Confidence builder, superhero, budget scraper, all of that, right? You do so much and under the umbrella of the term advisor. And so thank you so much. We appreciate you. And we know that we want you to know if there's a tough time, to please let us know so we can help you. We are here for that. Any questions? If you want to take a picture of that for now, a screenshot of that, that's how you get in touch with either Monica or I, and we are here to support you, like we had said. We hope
I have a question for you, Patty. When
Sure.
we do our own letter for the invitation and we have an induction ceremony, in that, can we put a deadline date that the students have to pay you all by, instead of, because we have in the system May the 31st, 2024, can we put in a letter that they have to have a certain deadline date for the institution to hold their induction ceremony?
Right. So there's lots of reasons chapter advisors and colleges want, especially in the spring, because graduation is coming up, and you may have recognition in your graduation programs that signify that they're a member of PTK or any other organization. And so a lot of times, if you will give that, if you are planning to graduate, you'll need to accept membership by a certain, and it's an internal date, right, for you. And you will, because you're able to pull that report, anybody that joins by that time will be in the graduation report. Anybody that accepts membership by a certain date because of the induction will be able to be printed in the induction program. That's to all internal stuff to us. We just keep it open until May 31st in case there are some students that, still want to accept membership. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. That's all internal stuff. There are lots of, we'll be talking about that in the fall when we're talking about scholarship applications.
Well, I won't be here in the fall.
Oh, all right. Okay. No. Internal deadlines are good because you have to get the information to your college. So absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So is anybody in this group, I'm looking for an advisor that served, okay, we'll just start with 5. Anybody here with 5 years of service, 5 to 10 years of service? I got to hear it.
It's me.
Who's me?
Wanda.
All right, Wanda. When did you become an advisor?
20, it's 8 years now.
8 years? Anybody beat Wanda? Sylvia has her hand up. Sylvia, put it in the chat. How long you been an advisor? No? Tanya, how about you?
Started in 2014.
2014? So that makes you what? That makes you 9, right?
Yes.
Katie Holloman, 2013? Cool. How about Tanya Hicks? What year? 8 years? Okay. Anybody earlier than 2013? Going once, going twice. Tanya's our most senior. We sending her out an advisor goodie. Thank you. And we thank all of our advisors that have stayed past the 3-year mark. In Phi Theta Kappa, it's our goal to keep advisors going until they get over the 3-year where the confidence starts to build. And I need to know now, any advisor become an advisor this week, today, this month, January, this month. Okay, Eric, when did you become an advisor?
September.
September, January. Michelle Bullock, January. Okay.
I'm January.
Karen, January. Karen,
Yeah.
what date in January?
January, I'm sorry. Probably I would say the 16th was when when our semester started.
All right, when the semester started, January. Oh, we got so many in January. Oh my gosh. Anybody later than January 31st? We're going to go backwards. 29th, 30th. 29? No. Okay. All right. Everybody that said January, you are our I'm gonna double, not that I'm double checking, I'll go back to all of them, and all of you will receive something for joining us today. Oh, we got a December too. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna cover all the January newbies that have attended today's meeting, and we'll be sending something out to you, and I will verify by email to get your home address, because we'll send it to either your home or to your, we can send it to the college, but I'd rather send it to your home. So congratulations, Michelle and Sarah and Eric and everyone. And thank you for joining us today. You have no idea how happy Monica and I are that you've joined us, because we are trying to build a community in Division I, regardless of where you're located, how long you've been an advisor. And I also want to thank the staff that have joined us as well. Besides Monica, are they still here? They were like, Patty's going on too long.
Yes.
Yes, we're still here.
Where you at? Victoria.
Victoria.
Yes. Victoria.
Yes, still here.
Still here. Hi, Katie. You member, so there they are, member services. Yes. A lot of
Yes.
times you will, if you put in an email that at help@ptk.org, they're our first line of offense, we call it, and what we need to know they'll send down to us, and you can do it either way, but we can't do what we're doing without them either. So thanks for coming, everybody, and we'll be talking to you soon. Good luck. Bye-bye. I'm gonna stop recording for a second.
Hi, I have a quick question.
Oh, sure.
This,